Yeah, we got to start with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we'll do it with grade cards. That's what you do. You hand out grades at the end of the school year. The season is over. It's time to hand out grades. We're going to go for an overall grade, and we'll give that first, and then we're going to go with players. Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, Allen, Strus, and then the head coach, JB. What do you grade the team for this past season?
I'll give them a C+.
Ooh.
A C+. I mean, you know, I look at it, you know, they did get a first-round series, because if they didn't win the first-round series, I would have gave them a D, because I got expectations of championships for the Cavaliers. That's what we should be in it for. But, you know, the Celtics series was a gentleman's sweep. They did get one game, and it wasn't good enough. That's why you see all the noise bull all around all these players, is because not only do we feel like it wasn't good enough, the front office feels it's not good enough, and now the media is starting to say, you know what, maybe we need some changes on this roster.
Yeah, I'm not far off from where you are. I went with a B-. I think, you know, considering the injuries and what they were dealing with, I think they went as far as they could have. But I also think, in a way, they got lucky with that grade, because I think even if they were fully healthy, they still wouldn't have gotten past the Celtics, because I don't think this team is good enough, and they got to get better. So B- for me.
Yeah, I'm the same as you, Bull. I got them a B-, and here's why. At times, they were an A+. In their 18-2 stretch from the 1st of January to the middle of February, there was no team playing better in all of the NBA. They looked like a team that could win a title. They followed that up by going 13-18. That's an F. Because all the talent that this team has on its roster, if you're 13-18 after going 18-2, that's an F. I would say middle of the road then, it averages out to be a C. The reason I went to a B- is because you got to give credit where credit is due. They still made it to the final 8 in the NBA. And I would have liked to have seen them gone farther. I think the biggest miscalculation this team made was losing on purpose on the last game of the season. They made their bed. That determined that they were going to play Boston in the second round. And they did that all so they could get Orlando and win the first round series, instead of seeing Philly and potentially losing once again for the second straight year. I hated that move. Turns out Donovan Mitchell wasn't a fan of that move either. So for all of that, I give him a B-. We got to rifle through these players' grades quickly. Give us your player grades again. Mitchell, Garland, Mobley, Allen, Strus, and JB.
I give Mitchell an A. I give Garland a D-.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought he was terrible this year. I mean, and I'm grading them based on it's a factor how good I thought they would be.
Okay.
I give Evan Mobley a C. I give Jarrett Allen an A-. And I give Strus a C. And I give JB a D.
Wow, harsh on the JB grade.
Yeah.
Man, our grades are eerily similar. Let's start off with the A's. I got Mitchell, A. I got Jarrett Allen, A-. I got Darius Garland, D. I got Max Strus, C. And JB Bickerstaff, also D.
So it's interesting.
Mobley, C+.
Okay. I'm close on some of those. I think the one that really got me was Darius Garland.
Yeah.
And I'll give you my grade on him in just a second. I want to start with Donovan Mitchell. He gets an A+. Donovan Mitchell was a superstar for the Cleveland Cavaliers this year. He did everything you want a superstar to do. In the playoffs, he looked like a guy that could tell the team, get on my back, I'm taking you where we have to go. Now, at the end, he was hurt. I can't ding him for that. It's not his problem. I think if he was healthy, they probably win 2 games in this series and lose the series 4-2. Still an L, but I can't give Donovan Mitchell anything but an A+. He is the future of this organization. Hopefully he signs his extension this summer and stays here for a long, long time. I think he genuinely likes it here. I mean, I'm believing him when he says he does, so I hope he sticks around. Darius Garland, I had a C, and I'll be honest with you guys. I thought I would be poked fun of for being so low. And then you came at him with a D-, and you had him at a D. Look, and I've said this all along, I do believe that Darius Garland is not right for this team. I think he has to have the ball in his hands, and I think they're better when Donovan Mitchell has the ball in his hands. So I don't really want to ding him as much as you guys giving him a D. But to your point, I grade him on what he was at his best. And at his best, he was an A- for me. When his All-Star year, I thought this guy was going to be a cornerstone of this franchise.
Right.
They went out and made an acquisition that really ended poorly for him. He's just not the right fit with Mitchell. But I do think that Darius Garland, wherever he goes, and I do believe he'll be moved this offseason, I do think that you might see him in an All-Star uniform again.
I think it's possible.
He can get back there.
He'll be better than he was the last 2 years.
Yes.
I mean, if he's the point guard for San Antonio or New Orleans or whatever, he's the main guy as the point guard, he'll probably be a good player, at least a borderline All-Star. But it's not a fit with Donovan. It's time to move.
Too many bad moments and big moments. And I
he played awful in Game 5.
He was
when
terrible.
Mobley was great and Morris was great in that game.
And he just did not show up. And I think he's got to mature a little bit. I think the criticism that has leaked out from internally that he doesn't take everything seriously and he might just be a little immature, I think those are probably accurate statements. And I hope for his sake he does mature and he does blossom as a player because I like him as a person.
Draymond Green said something I actually agree with. He said the second you stop doing what got you in the league is the second they get rid of you.
So how does that pertain to Darius? Because he's not the dominant alpha ball handler?
Darius Garland, when he was there, when at his best, he was decisive.
Yeah.
He played with confidence. He got people involved, and he played with a certain level of energy. This year, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, I think he became submissive to Mitchell. And I think that's just a bad situation for Garland. I think deep down, Darius probably wants to go.
Yeah, sure.
And he, according to the reports, he has said if Mitchell signs his extension, he will ask for a trade. That a lot of people are going to look at that and make it seem like he's being a baby. I think it's a smart move for Garland to ask for a trade because they can't coexist at the highest levels.
Right. And
that's fine.
I certainly don't think they dislike each other. I don't think it's a personal thing.
I don't either.
It's just a basketball thing.
Couldn't agree more. Mobley, I'm going to give a C+. I saw a little bit of development offensively. He still hasn't found the missing piece, which is the shot, the three-point shot. I saw moments where he had the confidence to pull the trigger. I saw other moments where he pulled the trigger and made big shots, one to win a game. Didn't see enough of that, though. I need to see more growth year to year. It looks like if the Cavs are forced to choose between Mobley and Allen, they're going to choose Mobley. I hope history doesn't prove that that's the wrong decision. I go back to 1975. That's how old I am. The Cleveland Indians were forced to make a decision between Dennis Eckersley and Rick Manning because of an off-field situation. They chose wrong. And Rick Manning was my favorite player at the time and continued to be until his retirement. Yeah. But Dennis Eckersley went on to win 20 games, to become one of the greatest closers in baseball history. Cleveland thought his delivery, his sidearm delivery, was going to lead to nothing but injury. They picked wrong. They picked wrong. I hope this time when Cleveland's forced to make a decision, Mobley or Allen, history doesn't prove that they make the wrong choice. Mobley's a C. Allen's an A-. Allen, I thought, played his ass off this year. Played very well, particularly in some big moments. The only thing that I didn't like was, and I can't say because I don't know what pain level he was operating at, I think he was done a disservice by the Cavs when the injury first happened, when they said he was going to be day-to-day, and he ended up not playing again, missing the last, 7 games of the season. Strus, D+. And I don't blame him for all of that. He wasn't the player we thought we were getting, and that's because they played him in a different manner.
He's a role guy.
That goes on JB, who gets a D for me. JB didn't develop enough talent. He didn't make anybody seemingly better. He stumbled upon the rotation that played best. It was because Garland and Mobley were hurt at the same time. And the next thing you know, they're 18-2. They're a 4-out, 1-in team, busting threes at an incredible rate. Everybody was playing their best basketball, but that wasn't due to JB. That was by a mistake. And then once everybody got healthy, he could not recreate that 18-2.
No.
So he gets a D. Overall, not great grades, but I had higher expectations for this team this time around.
Next year's going to be a big year.
They're going to look a lot different.
Yeah,
I think they're going to look a lot different.